The title for this panel discussion is actually in German, so it's called NFT Use Cases in der Wirtschaft, Kunst, Musik, Sport und mehr. But we decided to stick to English because not everybody here can speak German. And I mean, that's even better so everybody could understand it. My first question is, because maybe you don't know all of them yet, to introduce yourselves very quickly. And let's start with Andreas.
Hello, thank you for the invitation to speak here today. So my name is Andreas Petersen. I've been in the blockchain industry for a long time.
Just a second, can you hear him?
Can you hear me fine? Yeah? Everybody's good? Perfect. So I've been in the blockchain industry for quite a long time, so I've seen a few things. In the past years, I've mostly spent focusing on NFT use cases, delivering projects for clients of my company, Capacity Blockchain Solutions. We have seen what works and what doesn't work in the industry. And so I've been leading a team of software developers, and I have some insights in the NFT world, so I'm happy to share that today with you.
And Andreas already knows me. I love to see some spark in the eyes. So why do you love what you do?
Well, I think it's just encouraging to see such a positive change for creators to place their products into the hands in the digital world, because I think what a lot of people thought about creators are going to earn nothing. They will have to give away everything for free because you can copy everything digitally anyways. And now with NFTs there are so many cool possibilities and to be honest, we call them NFTs. But in the real world, I honestly think we should really call them something like digital collectibles, because that's what normal people are able to comprehend and are used to, and they see the analogies. So I think I'm just excited about the topic because it's opened up so many possibilities.
Thank you.
So it's my turn now.
Yes.
Hey,
please.
I'm Chantal. I'm co-founder of Meta Brew Society, which is, I don't know who saw like maybe our beer up there, so I'm drinking water. Where's your beer? You just had one, right? So we're actually building like an international beer brand or international beer company, and we started with Web3 and NFT. And yeah, we just closed the mint like just several weeks ago, and our holders get free beer. That's what we're standing for, so building the international beer company with the help of our holders, like with brand ambassadors, because we have them in like 45 countries already. Yeah, and that's what we are doing, like in real life utility, and see NFT and Web3 as a start of a business case, which is like directly international.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alex. I'm from BitBlockArt, but my English is very bad. I hope I can talk in German. Ist es okay? Ja, ich bin Alexander Huber, Vereinsvorstand von BitBlockArt, Kunst- und Kulturverein aus Wien, und wir erforschen zusammen mit Künstlern vernünftige Anwendungsthemen für NFTs im Blockchain-Bereich.
Thank you.
Hello.
Does anyone need a translation for that? Okay, thanks.
No. I'm Rebecca. As you might have heard about half an hour ago, my intersection is at art and Web3. I am an artist, but my academic background and PhD is in art, anthropology, and Buddhism. I am also the co-founder of the NFT Club Berlin. We think it's the largest IRL NFT community potentially in Europe. And I am also the co-founder of Solana Super Team, bringing Solana to the German ecosystem and supporting creators, devs, projects, etc.
Thank you.
Right, my name is Lucas Sittis. I've worked in the music industry for over 10 years, and now I'm helping musicians, creatives, brands enter the NFT and Web3 space, helping them with strategies on how to use NFTs and Web3 in general. And I also host a podcast on music NFTs called Digital Punk, so if you want to learn more about music NFTs, you might want to listen to that.
Thanks.
Hello, I'm Marie Bloomfield. I'm a DJ, producer, independent artist. I just launched my Genesis collection of NFTs. I'm really looking to explore how artists can become more empowered using blockchain and NFT and Web3 technologies.
Thank you. And you already know us hosts here today, Toby and me. So Toby, what's your first question?
Well, I'm very interested in why you particularly chose your specific field. So there's like many things you could have worked on. Why did you choose beer, for example?
Like my co-founders were sitting together, like it's not just storytelling, they were actually sitting together, drinking a beer at, I think it would be like end of 2021, talking about NFT and how to maybe like build up an international company with it, and talking about, at that time there were a lot of scams and rugs out there because it was end 2021 where all of the Bored Ape stuff was already minted and all. And yeah, then they talked about wine. Wine is harder to scale, and they really wanted to provide a real life utility. And then it was like, why not doing beer? Because we're like all Germans, like our core team, like the co-founders or the founders are all from Germany. Most of them, like half of it, are from Bavaria. We're like, okay, beer could be a thing because, like, it doesn't matter which country you're going, there is usually beer. German beer has a quality standard. It's always, that's why we actually own a brewery in Bavaria, because going out to the US, to Canada, to South Africa, it doesn't matter where you're going, people, when you say like you're having Bavarian beer, they're like, oh, Bavarian beer is great.
Yep.
So that was actually like the main reason why we chose beer, and we chose like the NFT and Web3 space because you're directly international. So the initial thought was not, let's just brew some beer and do some craft beer and just be regional and then South Germany and then we will see. The initial thought was how we can use this space to really internationalize from the beginning with a company, build it up, build a community, because you have an amazing target group, you get a lot of feedback from it. So that was actually like the thing why we chose beer, why the Web3 space, and that it's just like the beginning, but the Web3 and NFT space, it's just like, I would say at the end, 25%-ish of our company.
Thanks a lot. I have one other question still to you. Sorry to all the others, but why do I need a token for beer? I can drink other German beer internationally, right? So why do I need the token? Why do I need the NFT for beer?
To be honest, like the blockchain, you wouldn't really need for our case, just that you directly have a community, because the NFT space is mainly about communities and about bringing people together, directly international. So that's why we chose the space, and of course we use the tokens to gamify it a bit, to make it smarter. So for example, if you're holding a Genesis NFT, like our normal NFT, you get 240 cans a year for free. But we airdrop every single quarter. An airdrop you can either claim, like 60 cans of beer, or you can sell it on the secondary market. And for that case, it's pretty good to have like an online shop which is token gated, so our holders get the free beer with free shipping, but other people still can buy the beer. So we have like both ways. We are more like a Web 2.5 company.
Okay, so it's like a subscription model.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, perfect. Thanks. Thanks a lot. So, how do you guys see that? Like,
yeah. So how did I arrive where I came from? So the blockchain industry has lots of potential applications, but my thinking process is really about what makes sense for real people to collect. And if you think about real people, what they like to collect, there is a few things that are possible to also digitize and to put on the blockchain.
so you don't think that normal people like to collect beer?
I do think that normal people love to collect beer cans or beer bottles, or just to collect the experience of drinking beer. I think it's really hard to store beer for a long time professionally, or actually almost impossible because it's expiring. So my thinking process was like this: durable products that you can keep and what normal people collect. And so one of my first very successful products I brought out was Crypto Stamp for the Austrian Post, where people collect stamps. and now they can also collect them digitally. Then we brought out crypto wine for the Chamber for Agriculture. So then you have a digitized wine that you can then also have professionally stored in a warehouse, and then you can redeem the token to get it back. And so the next project we are releasing is cooking recipes. Rare cooking recipes. If you think about your family has certain cooking recipes that they hand over to each other, and those might be very valuable for you on an emotional level. So we want to bring that into the digital world as well. And you can do that for a non-profit like in a family, but for a for-profit oriented, you would collect recipes from YouTubers, for example, or from celebrities or VIPs. And that's what we are doing right now. And I think that makes me exciting about what's possible, because I think ordinary users will understand the concept. And if you notice, the first two projects I mentioned had the word crypto in the name, but to not scare away users, we removed the word crypto. So it's just called rare now. Rare recipes, like it's hard to find.
Okay, thanks. Next question. I guess I have to ask them in German, or the question.
Thanks.
Alex, ihr macht sehr viel mit Kunst, richtig?
Ja.
Hast du dir überlegt, die Kunst auch an andere Use Cases zu koppeln?
Ja, selbstverständlich. Also das ist eigentlich unser Ansatzpunkt auch von dem NFT-Projekt, was wir gestartet haben. Ich hätte auch noch zu MetaBrew noch ein bisschen. Ja. Ihr habt ja praktisch ein NFT-Projekt jetzt über eine Firma gestartet, also eine zentrale Anwendung. Warum benutzt ihr da die Blockchain? Das wäre doch viel einfacher, sowas auch zentral abzubilden. Braucht man keine Blockchain?
Meinst du generell ohne den ganzen Space? Also ohne, weil im NFT-Space zu arbeiten, ohne die Blockchain zu nutzen, ist ein bisschen witzlos, beziehungsweise da springen die Leute halt nicht drauf an. Und dadurch, dass wir wirklich in den Space eine in Real-Life-Utility bringen wollten und natürlich auch andere Sachen haben, wie zum Beispiel, wenn du Holder bist und du gehst zu einer Bar und sagst, die sollen MetaBrew listen, kriegst du einen 20% Revenue Share zum Beispiel. Also wir haben ja mehr Utilities und du hast halt die Möglichkeit, also eigentlich müssen wir, wie ich eben schon gesagt habe, wir müssen die Blockchain nicht nutzen. Wir versuchen sie so smart zu nutzen wie möglich, dass es Sinn macht für uns, aber eigentlich ist es eher dafür da, das Marketing bzw. das Vertriebsmodell, also wir versuchen den kompletten Bierprozess von Vertrieb, Marketing, Produkte so innovativ zu denken wie möglich und jeden einzelnen Case zu hinterfragen. Und da ist es natürlich sehr, sehr gut, weil wir können natürlich mit allen anderen Projekten auch zusammenarbeiten, wir können mit Künstlern zusammenarbeiten und so weiter. Und dafür ist es großartig.
Danke, darauf wollte ich hinaus. Ja. Das ist eben unser Anliegen auch als Verein, wenn Firmen in die Blockchain-Welt reingehen und nicht verstanden haben, dass es dazu da ist, viele verschiedene Leute zu connecten über kommerzielle Anwendungen, aber auch eben über gesellschaftliche Themen wie Kunst. Und hier könnte man zum Beispiel eine super Connection machen für Künstler, die zum Beispiel das Brauwesen darstellen wollen oder über die ganzen gesellschaftlichen Sachen, die mit Bier zu tun haben. Und ihr sagt, okay, der Künstler ist super, jeder, der ein NFT von dem Künstler hat, der kriegt Prozente oder auch für Veranstaltungen natürlich.
In der Tat habe ich genau das vor. Das war jetzt nicht unser erster Schritt, aber ich möchte ja die Projekte und alle miteinander connecten. Also das ist ja gerade das Tolle an dem Space, dass du dich gegenseitig pushen kannst und Mehrwert schaffen kannst und zum einen in Real-Life-Utilities für andere Projekte darstellen, für die Bierschippen, aber auch mit Künstlern zusammenarbeiten, Artist-Collections machen, die dann an den NFT geknüpft sind und so weiter. Also ultra geiler Use Case, liebe ich und habe ich safe auf dem Plan, also 100%.
Wie sieht es aus mit Connection mit anderen Biermarken dann? Also wenn zwei kommerzielle Anbieter in den Space kommen?
Habe ich persönlich kein Problem damit. Also es gibt in jedem Bereich ich würde noch nicht mal sagen, also ja, offiziell ist es Konkurrenz, aber du hast einfach mehrere Produkte auf dem Markt. Jeder kann sich seins aussuchen. Wir müssen nicht 100% des Biersupplies in Deutschland und in Co. darstellen und mit anderen zusammenzuarbeiten, zu kollaborieren. Insofern ist mir immer wichtig, so die Core Values gleich sind. Vollkommen fein.
I think Lucas wanted to say something.
Yeah.
I'm very curious on your opinion.
I just wanted to add on something that you said, Chantal, about Web 2.5, that you're going in that direction, because I think we're kind of seeing that shift all over the NFT space, because in 2021 it was basically like everyone could go out there, release an NFT project, and it was a success basically. And now that we're in a bear market and it doesn't really work like that anymore, I think only the projects survive that go into that Web 2.5 direction, and I think that makes a lot of sense, because to be honest, in the NFT space or Web 3 for now, we're in a small bubble. And if we want to go into that mainstream adoption direction, then we need to take a step back, and I think that's healthy actually to go in there, like for example with Marie's drop, where we went there and said, okay, people can pay with a credit card. Not everyone has to be able to set up a wallet. I know I want to control my own cryptos, I want to have my hardware wallet, I want to be in total control, but let's be honest, 95% or probably more out there don't really care about that, and I think that's fine. And if we want to use blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies and NFTs, I think it's better to have this Web 2.5, this in-between solution.
That was actually pretty important for us too, because there are a lot of people who minted the first time ever with MetaBrew because they got it. They're like, okay, I'm buying these NFT thing and I get free beer. And they were interested. So we onboarded a lot of people, and it was possible to either like just buy it with crypto or mint it with crypto, or with credit card, or with a winter wallet. So we tried to make it as easy as possible, and to be honest, I think a lot of Web3 companies are actually like Web 2.5.
Yeah, now I have the question to Lucas and to Mary actually. How does your project differentiate from this? How are you Web 3.0 and how are you not 2.0? Because I think that this concept of Web 2.0, Web 3.0 is something our audience does not really completely understand yet. Maybe most of them do. I'm not sure, but I think that's a good question to ask, right?
Yeah, so maybe an easy example. The centralized streaming services like Spotify, Apple, they are owned by big tech companies. This is Web 2. This is where we are right now for most of the world, basically. And there is decentralized streaming services like Audience, for example, which are based on the blockchain. They have tokens, so this is Web 3.0. And what services like Emanate do that we used was you have the possibility to give people the possibility to buy NFTs, but also distribute to the Web 2 streaming services. So there's this bridge, or with the Polygon NFTs, where you can, it's on the blockchain, it's an NFT, and people who own the cryptocurrency can buy it and get it in their own wallet, but also everyone who has no clue about this at all can still buy it with a credit card. It's in a wallet that gets set up for you, and you can always transfer it to your own wallet afterwards. But this is what I meant with this in-between thing. You don't have to set up a wallet, know where to buy cryptocurrencies, how to look out for scammers and all of that, because someone takes care of this for you.
Okay, perfect, thanks. Then one other question to Rebecca. Unluckily, I could not hear your talk, so I need some details here. Maybe the question is dumb. Let's see. What exactly, how do you bring Solana and your NFT projects together?
Well, that's a very big, broad question. So there's a large spectrum of NFTs, right? On one side, we have, for example, the 10K PFP projects, which is very, very different than on the other side, we have one-of-one fine art NFTs, right? So I think we also need to become a little bit more granular about how we describe NFTs, and also I completely agree and understand the suggestion of also changing the term NFT as well, because of the maybe not the best PR it's gotten. And on the spectrum between, the 10K PFP projects and the one-of-one art, there's a large range as well. You know, there are fine artists that are doing editions, 5, 10, 100 open editions where you can mint as many as you want, for example. There are also these sort of boutique PFP collections that are one-of-ones. Each PFP has been created individually. So I think we also need to understand that it's not a really broad category, but there are a lot of different nuances in between that.
Okay, nice. Thank you. So you're probably working more with art, yeah? Which one of those in this round do you think could you collaborate the best with, and why?
It really depends on the project. If it's something like Metabrew, for example, probably a one-of-one artist that would create the images on the cans would be more beneficial than somebody that is more interested in doing 10K PFP projects. It really depends on the case. It really depends on the artist. Not all artists are interested in doing 10K projects or doing one-of-one. Like it's a very broad scale.
Thanks a lot. Last question from my side for Mary.
Just a second. So, to the audience, we have 5 more minutes. Do you have a question in the audience? Don't be shy. Now's your chance. Any question? Okay, I hand it back to Toby.
Yeah, so you're more like you're not as much rooted in the crypto space, I guess. You. Yes, you. Mary. How do you experience the NFT space? How do you experience the guys and girls who are into these kinds of things? Like, is it some nerdy thing you just let Lucas do, or are you actually excited yourself about it?
I think I'm a self-proclaimed nerd my whole life also, so no, I find it very interesting. I find it very stimulating. I really like the forward-thinking and open-mindedness that I'm coming across. I really like the collaborative interactions that everybody is having and working towards kind of a shared future, you know. I find this really exciting, and I think the systems need to change. There needs to be a shift, and I'm happy to be exploring that also.
I think you're a very valuable asset for many of the people here, because they can ask you, how can I approach artists like you? If I want to collaborate with an artist, how do I approach them? Maybe someone else has a more specific question about the same thing, but that would be my more general question.
So your question is how to approach artists to get them involved? Yeah, I suppose that's... I can give just my example. I've started to talk to some, DJ colleagues and producers about, what I'm trying to do. And I mean, there's, I suppose there's still this general misunderstanding or non-understanding, yeah. And I think it's just going to take a little bit of time, of course. But you see some bigger labels like Kitball and who else? Yeah, I mean, Deadmau5 and things like this. And they're obviously pushing this forward. But I think it's also really important for the smaller independent artists to have this platform to come in. So I think that's where my interest is lying a little bit, and what I'm trying to model a little bit as well. So.
Perfect, thanks.
So we have 2 more minutes, and I saw that there's a question in the audience. Please stand up.
Habt ihr noch Fragen?
Thanks. My name is Ferris. I'm from Crypto Hub Malta.
Sehr gut.
Can you hear me?
Sag ich dann.
Great. So I have a very similar question to what you were just talking about. It's not only about onboarding artists to the NFT space, but in general. And I'm looking for an answer from one of you. And I don't want a theoretical answer. I want a success story where you did it. How to successfully onboard people into our space.
Yeah, maybe I can add something to that. So with some of our successful projects, what we've seen is you really cannot try to convince somebody become part of the crypto community. The product has to be inherently interesting and appealing by itself, and it having crypto properties or it using blockchain technology underneath is something that today people really don't want to hear, and it is an active deterrent. If you call something crypto X, blockchain Y, something project, it will mean that you will target as your audience only the existing community, which is, as we know, a limited size community. And I think that size community will not grow significantly. We have to change our language to successfully talk to people, and as you said, also change the way we approach with the tooling. People expect that they can one-click log in with Google, maybe create an account with a password, and they don't want to hear anything about some third party that holds your private keys or whatnot, or some app that they have to install and so on.
Okay,
Example.
IRL events.
NBA Top Shots.
Just a second.
Look at the NBA Top Shots.
Okay. So Rebecca, you have 30 seconds.
IRL events.
And we're done.
Art, IRL events. Art is, so 80% of new wallets interact somehow with an NFT. That is the first interaction. Art is one of the things that comes up closest to the mainstream. NFT Club Berlin, we did countless events, IRL events, art experiences. It is one of the best ways to meet somebody face to face, because doing it through Twitter, doing it online does not work. IRL, you meet people face to face, you hold their hands, you tell them, you give them a really interesting, engaging experience, and they're friends.
Just give me 2 sentences. How we do it, like, we're going to IRL events, we bring free beer, which is upstairs, you can all grab a beer up there. Then you tell the people, like, you get free beer if you're holding the NFT, and then they are getting interested.
Free beer sounds like a good last word. So thanks a lot for the panel discussion.